Yo everybody, what is up? As you can tell, it's been a little bit because I didn't make a video last week. I was off vacationing in Puerto Rico because my sister's wedding, so I couldn't make a video that week. I'm sorry. But today is a pretty good day because today is a Q&A for our 500 subscribers. That's right, 500. Honestly, I'm so thankful. I think everybody who ever watched my video and commented and shared it and stuff like that, because yeah, I didn't think I would get this far. I didn't think I could get 500 subscribers or like 100 views or even 1,000 views in some of my videos. So honestly, thank you guys a lot. But enough of that sappy shit, because today is also a Q&A, as I said. And luckily, I got some questions. Typically from the only 4 people who actually, gave me some questions, as I put down in my community notes, because not a lot of people, look at those things since I'm still a small channel. So of course I'm not gonna get a lot of questions, but luckily, these first 4 guys, that also include my brother, gave me a lot of questions to answer. So let me answer that, and after that, we're going to have a little update on this channel because we got some really big news that I want to tell you guys, and I'll probably tell in the next video as well because I know you guys are forgetful as fuck. But yeah, it's going to be real big. But let's get into these questions, why don't we? The first question is, why did you start talking about comics? Well, that's pretty simple. I like comics, I like reading comics, I like learning about comics. I just like the art form. I think it's really cool. I think it's the best art form that has to do with writing, honestly. It's basically just picture books, but the pictures are cooler and, a bit more graphic. So I just thought, hey, talking about comic books, I already talk about them with my friends, and I already annoy a lot of my family about comics. So I might as well just yap on YouTube because it's just fun, and I see that a lot of people do it. So why not me? I could do it. So yeah, that's the answer to that question. Question number 2 is, why do you like the Hulk? Pretty simple. It's actually not that simple, to be fair. The first time I ever read about the Hulk is the 2018 series Immortal Hulk, which is a topic that I talked about extensively before on my video and a bunch of my older videos that I actually just delisted and put into a playlist. If you guys didn't know, I delisted a bunch of my older videos that nobody ever saw because they're kind of bad, but I did put them in a playlist, so if you guys want to see them, they're right there. They're in my playlist, but hopefully you don't want to see them because they're kind of shit. But yeah, the reason why I like the Hulk is because of the Immortal Hulk. I thought that series was just fantastic. I thought what it did for the character of the Hulk was just amazing, and I wanted to know more about the Hulk because the series is actually goes very deep into the Hulk lore. So I decided to let's just buy a bunch of Hulk comics. So I looked on Amazon and I saw that they were selling like the first couple volumes of Peter David's omnibuses of the Hulk run, and I thought, hey, I could just buy these. So I did. I bought the entire Peter David's run on the Hulk, and I just read them, and I fell in love with them, and I just decided to say, hey, let me just buy every single Hulk run ever, and that's what I did. Well, at least that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to buy every single comic that the Hulk has been in, well, at least every single self-titled Hulk comic that the Hulk has, because I think the Hulk is a very interesting character and a very cool character. He has some of the most consistent runs that we have in Marvel right now, which is saying something because Marvel and consistency doesn't really match all that much. But yeah, that's the reason why I like the Hulk. It's just, he's a very cool character, and his comics are usually very, very good and very underrated. So that's that. That's the answer to that. Next question. When will I get a video about the size of Hulk's dick? Never, ever. And stop asking me that fucking question because it's weird. If this video gets 100 likes, then I'll make the video. But until then, it has to get 100 likes. Then I'll probably make the video. I'll probably consider it, but besides that, stop fucking asking me that question because I know who you are. Stop doing it. It's fucking weird. You're creeping me out, dude. But I'll probably make it if this video gets 100 likes. Just saying. Just share this video a lot, and I'll make it. I will make it because I like getting attention. The next question, of course, is why are you so hyper in your videos? I don't really know. That's just kind of how I am, I guess. I'm very hyper in real life, and I get very comfortable around people, and I'm very comfortable alone, so I just act myself. That's just how I am. I'm actually usually pretty chill. It's really dependent on who I'm with and how comfortable I am, as I said before. But I don't know. I think I like to get excited about things I like about, and it seems that people like it too. They seem to like my excitedness, so I'm not gonna change that, and that's fine for me. Next question is, of course, will you do a review ranking of X-Men 97 episodes? Probably. I'll probably have to rewatch this show. I actually really liked it, and I'm not the biggest fan of the X-Men, so, like, me liking an X-Men thing is pretty big, because I'm usually just a giant Wolverine fan. That you could blame the Fox films for that. It just made Wolverine seem way cooler than all the other X-Men, and he just kind of is, especially in the comics, so I don't know. Maybe I will. As I said, I'll probably have to rewatch the entire series again, maybe do some notes taking and stuff like that, because I don't remember everything that happened. I just remember really liking it, so we'll see for the future. Next question is, what is the best omnibus that you ever read? That's a hard one, because I've read a lot of omnibuses throughout the couple years I've been getting into comics, but I don't know. I think I'll have to go with the Immortal Hulk omnibus. It's one of my favorite series of all time, and I really liked it, but another one, which is technically not very much an omnibus because it's only like 15 issues, is Moon Knight by Jeff Lemire. I really like that. I really like that comic. Again, I don't think it's called an omnibus because it's a very small collection, but I don't know. I really like that run, so I'll probably go with that. It's either an Immortal Hulk or Moon Knight by Jeff Lemire because it's genuinely really good, and I liked it a lot. So yeah, that's the answer to my question. Not very good answer, but that's what I could come up with. Next question is, will you ever talk about the time JJ and Spidey went to court? I don't know, because that comes from a She-Hulk comic, and I don't read She-Hulk. But, maybe. It's a really funny little issue that happened, and I don't think it'll make for a very long video, but I'll probably make a little funny video on it if, people want it. Like, comment down below if you want me to make a video on that, because I probably will if you guys really want to, because, as I said, it's a really funny video, so yeah, maybe. Alright, next question is, will you talk about other comics from other publishers? I don't know, honestly. I don't read a lot of comics from that isn't like Marvel or DC, so I'll have to see. Maybe I'll make a video about Invincible, because I really like Invincible. I read the entire series, though I don't like the animated series, because the animation just seems really stiff and boring looking. So I've never really watched the show. I've watched some clips, and it looks cool enough. The animation is it's too rigid, I think, and it's not for me. But the series itself, the comic series, genuinely fantastic. So maybe someday I'll make a video on Invincible. Maybe I'll make a video on Spawn, because I'm trying to buy the omnibuses for Spawn, because I like the concept of Spawn at least. I know a lot of people don't like the comics. They think Todd McFarlane's writing is pretty shoddy, to be fair, and that's probably true. I don't like a lot of Todd McFarlane's writing either, but I don't know. I think he deserves a pretty big video. And as I said, I'll probably make a video on Invincible. I don't have his comics on me right now, but I am trying to buy them, so maybe I'll get to that. I probably will, honestly, come to think of it. I probably will. And by the way, guys, if you want me to recommend any comics that aren't Marvel or DC and something like indie or from some other publishers, I might get into it. Also, I'm reading Conan the Barbarian from Titan Comics, and I think that's very good, so I'll probably make a video on Conan, because I think Conan is a very cool character, and I actually have a couple of his novels. I have a couple of the collections from Robert E. Howard that I'm really enjoying, so maybe I'll make a video on Conan as well, so we'll just have to see for the future. The next one is, can you make a super long video essay about the Dark Age comic? I don't know what this question is about. Are you talking about like the Marvel Dark Ages from like the time when Tom Taylor made like that super cool, I guess kind of cool alternate history where like all the technology ran out in like the Marvel universe and stuff like that? Because I can probably make a video on that. I didn't super love the comic, but I thought it was enjoyable enough. Or is there like some other Dark Age comic that you're talking about, like the comic book Dark Ages from like the 90s? Because I can make a video about that too, but you probably have to be a bit more specific that way, because I don't know what you mean by that, but who knows, maybe I will. If you're more specific on it, you'll have to comment down below. And Angel, who's my brother, he's the one who actually asked me this question. Angel, you have to be a bit more specific, because I don't know what you mean. I probably should have commented to you about what do you mean by Dark Ages, but it doesn't matter. I'm really making this video, so yeah. Another question from my brother is, can we make a collab about the Spider-Man musical that happened on Broadway? And that kind of depends, buddy. If you come down here to Charlotte, maybe we can collab, or like we can help write each other's scripts or something. Like, I don't really know how we could work that out, but maybe, I don't know. We'll have to see about that, buddy. You have to contact me on that. Give me some more suggestions on how to like write a script for that, because I don't really know how we're gonna collab when we don't really live close together. As I said, this is a question for my brother because my brother's a bit of a musical guy, and he likes musicals, and he likes making music, and he likes to learn about all this crazy shit that happens on like Broadway. So, you know, he wants to make a video with me about that. So maybe you guys will see a little collab with me and my brother someday. Who knows? We'll just have to see and find out. Another question is, will you do content outside of comics, such as like video games, movie reviews, and all that other shit? Maybe it sort of depends. Like, you know, a lot of videos that aren't like comic related or even Hulk related don't get a lot of views. Like my latest video about Spider-Man did not get as many views as I would like. It only got like 60 views, which is pretty disappointing because, you know, my last two Spider-Man videos did super well, so I thought this would do well as well, but it didn't. So I have to see. I'm pretty afraid because I'm really trying to keep up with my momentum, and if I, you know, make a video that does not keep up with the momentum, does not, you know, get into the algorithm, my channel will suffer. So trying to tread lightly, basically, because I really want my channel to grow, and if I do something crazy and nobody will watch it, then that will make me suffer a lot. And I don't want that to happen, but maybe I will someday. If it depends how big my channel gets. Maybe I'll do like a movie review here and there, and, you know, if it gets popular, I'll probably do another one and then another one. Maybe I'll do something about video games. We'll just have to see and find out. If you guys want to, just comment down below and say you want me to do like more movie reviews, because I like talking about movies too, other than comics, and I like talking about video games and things like that. I'm a super nerdy guy, and I like talking about a variety of things. Comics is just the thing that I like talking about the most. But we'll have to see. You'll have to see how popular it is. You guys will comment down below if you want me to talk about movies or video games or like novels. I really want to talk about books as well, because as I said, I have like the whole like Conan library right now with me, and I have like a lot of Lord of the Rings books. So if you want me to talk about Lord of the Rings as well, like just comment down below, tell me about it, share it with other people. We'll have to see as far as this channel goes. This question is what got you into comics? That's a pretty hard question to answer, because I don't really know what got me into comics. I was always into superheroes as a kid, but I never really got into reading comics until I was a bit older, like 10 years old. And even then, it was just really kiddie comics. You know, like those Marvel Adventure series that Marvel was putting out in like the mid-2000s and the early 2010s. Those comics, that's what I was getting into at the time before I read the real adult, hardcore comics that, you know, are for adults and shit like that. Yeah, and that's what I was reading, and that's what got me sort of into these characters, and then I started reading real comics, and, you know, the rest is history. But honestly, what got me into comics is basically just I like to read, and I like superheroes, so I just started reading real comics. Well, at least I started reading kiddie comics, and then I started to read real comics, and I just kind of never stopped. I always enjoyed reading, so that's it. That's the answer. A very complicated answer to a really simple question. I like to ramble a lot, and, you know, as I said, all of these things are unscripted. So sorry if you guys are not very satisfied with this answer, but yeah, that's it. I just like reading, and I like superheroes, and I just, you know, put two and two together, and then you get yourself a comic fan. So there's that. This question is, why do you love the Hulk so much? Well, that's again, complicated question. Originally, I didn't like the Hulk all that much. Like, I liked like the movies that he came out with because I thought they were cool, like the Ang Lee movie and like the MCU Incredible Hulk movie. And that was about it when it came to Hulk stuff. Like, I watched like the Hulk versus movies and a couple other cartoons that had the Hulk in them, but I didn't really understand the character that much. I just thought he was a big green monster that just smashed things, and I thought Bruce was just a very boring character. And as I said before, it wasn't until I got into like 2018's The Immortal Hulk with Al Ewing that I really got interested in the character, and he really like made a big impact on me, that comic. Like, I really understood where this character is and where he was coming from, and I understand like everything. Like, I really related to Bruce like no other character other than like Spider-Man, I guess. Like, he felt very relatable, and I understood him. And, you know, as I got older and I started to read more of his comics, I just related to him more and more, because I just thought his storylines were very interesting, very relatable. Like, they hit me right in the soul, and I liked it a lot. And also, as I said, the Hulk stuff is also really cool. Like, the art and like the violence and the fighting, it's all really cool stuff, and his mythos are just one of the most interesting mythos that Marvel has, and I'm just glad he's one of the more popular characters, because he gets to have longer runs. Usually, it sort of depends on how much sales goes on, but typically he's a pretty popular character. But yeah, I don't know, I related to his like anguish, I guess, or like his trauma or whatever. I don't know. I just like fucked up characters who are very tragic and flawed. That's why I like Daredevil, and that's why I like Moon Knight, because they're flawed and tragic characters, and I kind of like that. I find them very relatable, because I think I'm a very flawed and tragic person myself, because, I'm basically just like one of Shakespeare's character. I'm just a very misunderstood being, just like the Hulk, and that's why I like him, basically. He's just really cool, and he appeals to me a lot more than other characters do. These two questions kind of go hand in hand. What's your favorite team and what's your second favorite team? And the question is, I don't really know. I actually don't like teams all that much, despite the fact that I read the Avengers a lot. I don't know. There's something about teams that doesn't really stand out to me. Like, there's just too many characters, and writers have a bad habit of not balancing them very good. Like, I have like a favorite character in this specific team, but they're just shoddy characters, and they're not as deep as like a specific character that the writer likes the most, and it just doesn't work with me. That's why I don't really like the X-Men, or like I don't like the Fantastic Four. I just sort of like the Avengers because it has like some of my favorite characters in the run, but sometimes I just don't like how they're written, because sometimes they're written worse than how they're written in their own comics, or like weaker, or like less competent. So I don't really know. I guess I'll just have to go with the Avengers, because that's the only team I really read, and I don't have a second favorite team. Probably maybe the Marvel Knights, who are like an unofficial team of like street level heroes. I like the street level heroes the most, and when it comes to comics, so maybe them, maybe the Justice League as well, because I like the cartoons. But again, I don't like teams all that much, so these were kind of flip flops sometimes depending on how I feel. Next question is, who's your top 3 favorite Marvel heroes? That's pretty simple. It's Spider-Man, Daredevil, and Hulk, with Moon Knight and a couple of Wolverine, very close in the 4th and 5th place. Those are my favorite characters. Those are the characters I like to read the most about, because they're really cool. Those are my 3 characters: Spider-Man, Daredevil, Hulk. Those are the characters I enjoy the most, despite the fact that Spider-Man probably has the worst comics out of the 3. Daredevil definitely has the best comics, but Spider-Man is a character I've loved since I was a kid, and I never really got into Daredevil until I was like 15, so that's it for me. Who's your favorite Spider-Man actor? If we're going to go with voice actors, I'm going to have to go with Christopher Daniel Barnes, the Spider-Man from the 90s series. He was very cool. He's the voice I think of when I read Spider-Man. I think his voice is just perfect for Spider-Man. He has probably some of the best dialogue for a Spider-Man character. And yeah, he's my favorite. When it comes to live action actors, I don't really know, honestly. I liked Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man, but I didn't like his movies all that much. Tobey Maguire was very wooden. I liked him as a kid, but looking back at his films, he was probably the least interesting part of the Spider-Man movies, because he had a very wooden, very passive character to him, and I didn't like that all that much. He was really cool when he got the black suit and he acted a bit more like the Peter Parker I know from the comics, but other than that, he was just kind of a little bitch, honestly, and I didn't really like that, because when you get into the actual comics, Peter Parker, he's a very aggressive, very, tough dude. At least he acts that way. He's very, he's much more headstrong, he has more of a defined personality. And I felt like Tobey Maguire didn't have that defined personality. He didn't have that sort of aggressiveness or that cocky sort of attitude that you get from the 90s cartoon or from the comics. He was just a passive little bitch who just let everybody step over him, and he's probably the reason why people think Peter Parker is just a nerdy, shy kid who just lets people jump over him, when in reality in the comics he was a bit of an asshole, especially even without his powers he was that way. And so, because of that, I don't really like Tobey that much. I know people like to dick ride Tobey Maguire because his movies are good, but honestly, if you actually look back at it, he's a very uninteresting character. So, and Tom Holland, I like Tom Holland. I wish the writing for his movies was slightly better, but I felt like he had more character than Tobey Maguire. I wish it wasn't just, fucking Izuku Midoriya from My Hero Academia, because I don't really like Izuku all that much. I think he's a fine character, but I just felt they took too much from Izuku Midoriya and too much from Miles Morales, and they kind of mixed him up and turned him into this wholesome cinnamon roll of a character, when Peter Parker is just not that sort of person. Very much a nerd who thinks he's very cool, and it shows that in his older comics. So I guess I'll just have to go with Andrew Garfield. I feel like Andrew Garfield had the best characterization when it comes to his portrayal of both Peter Parker and Spider-Man. it's unfortunate that his movies sucked ass because he was really good, and I felt like he should have deserved like a couple more movies, like 3 more or 4 more movies, because he really deserved that role. But it's unfortunate just how things go when it comes to the movie biz, so we'll probably never see him again. But, you know, I liked him in Spider-Man No Way Home. I was glad he was in that movie. This question probably goes with the whole actor thing, and it's best Spider-Man movie, best MCU movie, and best MCU show. The best Spider-Man movie is Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. I like it. I like Miles Morales, and I think it does a huge favor for animation because the whole comic book style, the whole mixture of 3D and 2D is very cool, and I just like when comic books movies are actually very comic booky. And I love animation. I think animation is the superior form to make comic book adaptations because you can do a lot more in animation than you can do in live action. Best MCU show, Daredevil, because Daredevil is now part of the MCU, so I'm just going to have to go with Daredevil. I probably would have gone with Loki, but honestly, the first season of Loki was pretty mid. I don't know if that's like a hot take or not, but I didn't like the first season of Loki. I did like the second season, but Daredevil, best show MCU thing that ever came out from like the MCU, from Marvel ever. It's great. I love Daredevil. He has some of the best comics, and now he has the best show. So yeah, there's that. Best MCU movie. That's a hard one. I guess I'll have to go with either Avengers Infinity War or Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I think those are probably the 2 best MCU films. I guess my personal favorite, though, is probably Spider-Man No Way Home because I love Spider-Man, and I loved seeing the 3 Spider-Man together, so that was pretty cool. But if I would to go objectively, it's either Infinity War or Guardians Volume 3. And the last 2 questions is, why did you pick your name for your YouTube channel, and why did you start YouTube? My original name was actually The Custodian because I used to work as a custodian when I first started my YouTube channel. I worked for my high school that I graduated from, and then I changed it to Terribly Explaining Comics because I quit my job as a custodian to go to college. And my first real series that sort of took off was Terribly Explaining Hawk Lore, and I thought, this was way better than The Custodian, so I just changed it to Terribly Explaining Comics because I explain things pretty terribly because of my pretty bad stutter and me just kind of pausing mid-sentence to remember what I was going to say and stuff like that. So I just thought, I explain these videos very terribly, but people seem to enjoy it, so I'm just going to say Terribly Explaining Comics because I'm pretty terrible at what I do, but I like doing what I do, and people seem to like it too, so there's that. And why did I start my YouTube channel? Well, for attention, basically. I did it for attention. I did it because, I was bored and I wanted, to rant about stuff that I liked. And, people in real life don't really like listening to me when I do go off on rants about comics because they kind of get really bored with it, which is no fault to them. Comic books is a very niche genre, so not everybody's going to like it. So I just thought, hey, why not just make a YouTube video and just yap on there? And that's what I did. Also, I saw all these people making YouTube videos and, doing pretty shit at it and yet still getting like millions of views and subscribers. And I'm just like, well, if they can do it, I can do it too. So again, sort of out of spite, sort of out of boredom, sort of out of, wanting attention, and sort of out of a genuine want to express myself artistically, just to have a fun little hobby that I actually enjoyed doing other than like working and sleeping, I guess. So yeah, that's about it. And yeah, that's all the questions for me. Thanks a lot, guys, for all 4 of you who asked me all those questions. I really appreciate it. If you didn't ask me those questions, this video would not exist. So appreciate it. I really do. And as I said, there's a big announcement for my channel. In about a week or so, or at least in the next week, I believe, I'm going off to basic training to train for the Army. And that will last for 10 weeks. So for 10 weeks, from like June 24th to like around August, I believe, I will not be able to make any videos. So my presence will be gone from YouTube for quite some time. But don't worry, I will come back and I will make a lot more videos, and I will make better videos because by the time I come back, I will have enough money to buy a better computer, better editing software, and an actual like camera that I can record with, so I won't have to record with my fucking phone and do everything with just my iPhone. And that'll be pretty great because doing all this shit on my iPhone, editing, recording, all this stuff, it takes a bit of a toll. It's not very fun to do at all. Actually, sometimes there are days where I dread to make a video because of just how much of a pain of the ass it is to make a video on a phone. Having to like try to delete videos or pictures of myself because there's not enough room to keep the videos in my phone in my list, or like I have to like do all these things for like my editing to work, because sometimes my phone overheats from editing too much or for holding too much pictures and stuff like that. It's a giant pain in the ass, and it's super stressful. So hopefully when I come back, I'll have like enough money to like buy actual recording equipment so I can make better videos for you guys, and better videos for me, and to make it just much easier and a much more fun process for me than like what used to be when I first started out, because it's not as fun. It's definitely fun. It's definitely way better than like doing other things that I enjoy doing. It's definitely very fun, and it comes with a lot of rewards, but my God, it does become a pain in the ass after a little bit, especially when your phone overheats a lot and then it loses a lot of battery. So yeah. But yeah, as I said, I'm gonna be leaving very soon, and I won't be coming back for a little bit. But as I said, I will be coming back, and I'll be coming back with a bang, with a fucking fire in my belly, because I'm gonna be making way better videos, way better production. I'm gonna be writing scripts so I won't fucking stutter all the time and like pause mid sentence all the time, and you guys won't see a lot of editing errors and stuff like that. So yeah, it's gonna be a really big year for me once I do come back. But because I will come back, guys, I will come back with a passion and a fury, and you guys would definitely like it. It's gonna be a treat for everybody. It's gonna be a treat for me because the editing and all the other stuff will be much faster and much more easier and way more fun. And it's going to be better for you because you're going to have very high quality videos that you will actually have to enjoy unironically for once, and not just see me with a poorly made green screen of people playing Spider-Man gameplays and stuff like that. It'll be definitely much better than what I'm making videos now. And that's the big update for me. I will be making a video next week, and I will also talk about the update again, just in case if you guys will forget, because you guys will eventually forget, all my viewers, new viewers, and nobody subscribed to me and actually watches my videos. So yeah, I'll have to retell this thing again. But please, when I do leave, don't stop watching, don't unsubscribe, because I will come back. And share my videos around, share it around, help me get into the algorithm more, so more people can watch my videos, I can get better views, and maybe, just maybe, I can make this a full-time job. Who knows? If I could do that, I could probably make videos on other things other than just comics and stuff like that, and have a more fun time. We could do this more often. I could probably make videos every day, maybe make daily videos if I could. But yeah, that's it for me, I guess, today. That's the Q&A, that's the big update. And stay tuned for more, because there definitely will be more when I will return. And as I said, new video next week as per usual. But yeah, stay tuned, stay subscribed, keep the bell notifications up, share this video, comment down below other stuff you want me to talk about, and I probably will. And I'll see you next time.